Hello, welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we are finally doing another custom. Feels so long since I've done one, and yeah, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. So, in honour and memory that the Clone Wars has finished, it was superb, absolutely loved it, and I just think that's the way forward for Star Wars, in my opinion. If you've never watched Clone Wars in your life, then go and do it, because that's what spurred me on to doing customs and creating these wonderful clones. So I kind of had a sort of a big idea, really. A big idea, I suppose. It was kind of on the cards that I was going to do it, but I got the phase one bootlegs. I got 3 of them, but I had a sort of like a Guinea Rex, and I didn't realise at first when I started using him that I kind of resent not using his body. I kind of used all his other little bits, like his pauldron and his belt and his guns. So I always had a spare helmet and a spare head. The viewfinder went onto Fordo, so I've got a spare helmet that's a little bit grazed out, a little bit battered, where I've sort of like tried different things and all that on there. So I've taken off his head. I put on the Rex head on there, which I did do a little custom kind of paint job a little way back when. And it's only a small little bit of black paint on there. It's not like the bestest thing on there. But I thought, I've seen those people on Instagram and all that actually do turn this phase 2 Rex into a phase 2 clone trooper helmet. So I thought I'd do the 332nd Shuka's kind of company. So yeah, because I was going to do a phase 1 version of it, but I just thought, what a great idea that I got this helmet, can be removable and look pretty cool. So I've completely separated him up. I've washed the figure down in soapy water just to get all that residue kind of sort of where it's come out of a factory mould and stuff. I've got all that off there already. And put him in half. His belt is there. So literally all I need to do is really kind of paint him up as a 501st Trooper. So it shouldn't be too hard because their colour scheme isn't that kind of intricate really compared to like some of the others. It's just the triangular sort of shape there. We've got the lines down each side of the leg, and we've got like a circle around his wrist, and then his pauldrons are blue. And then obviously the helmet will be the more kind of sort of part of this custom, which will be completely redoing it and putting the new lenses in and everything like that to make it look like an actual phase 2 helmet. The colour wise I'm going to be using today is Tamira XF8, which is a flat blue, and I'm just going to brighten it up a little bit. I was going to just use it completely like that, but it's quite dark. As the 501st blue, I've actually got a review up here of the 501st Trooper that come out in the black series, because I kind of want it, if I eventually get that figure, that everything kind of just blends in. They don't look odd. They look like they were designed by Hasbro themselves. So it's a very light blue, so it's a little bit lighter than this matte actually. So well, a little bit darker than this matte, shall I say. So anyway, with that, I suppose it's kind of start from here and go out all painting. So let's go. Yeah, so I just finished off his back part there, and he's got the white holes and all that on the back, so I didn't want to cover that all in blue as well. I went for the blue black panel just to, sometimes the 501st have it, sometimes they don't. I'm just going to go in line with my Fives and Echo, as I gave them a blue back. But sometimes they do have them and sometimes they don't. But the actual official Black Series Phase 2 Clone Trooper has it. So I might as well just follow the thing. Just in case one day they might bring them out in archive. You never know. So it's not too bad. It doesn't matter if you go over the holes or around it. You can either make him weather defect a bit later on down the line, or you can straighten him up with a cocktail stick just to get him that kind of sort of nice regimented new look. So yeah, his torso is looking alright. Done his little wrist sort of parts around there. Again, we'll go over a cocktail stick once it's dry and chip away that paint. And I have done another little coat on his shoulders as well. So yeah, he's already taking shape, which is quite nice. So the next one is really, it's just, we've got the intricate lines that goes down his legs. They're very thin. So what I'm going to do, I'm just literally going to go a straight line down, and then another straight line down, and then do the same on the other leg on his lower side. I'm going to do it freehand, and then I'm going to use the cocktail stick technique to bring it straight into a line. I feel confident enough to do that, but obviously you could always just use a bit of duct tape to do it. So for me it's just a straight line. So if you're not confident with art or anything like that, then just use duct tape wherever you see fit to help yourself, then do that for yourselves. Actually come out a lot thicker this side, so I'm going to just see how it goes, because I might be able to smooth it up, which in the inside of that leg there, so hopefully it's not going to look too bad, although it is quite wide apart. So we'll see how they go. I actually prefer this other side more than this side, so I might just bring this one in a little bit if I fill in this side a bit more. And then when the other bit dries, I can bring it in so it looks the same sort of size as the other side. There. And we just let that dry, and we'll come back to it in a mo. Okay, so we're going back to the torso, and we're now going to do the triangle line. And again, I'm going to do it freehand, but obviously it's up to you whether you want to use the duct tape and whatnot. And it's just kind of a weird sort of shape, really, just kind of like an upside down Y. And then it's got like a eye inside it, because it kind of has a little dash just below the sort of like chest area. I'm just looking at a picture online of the actual official trooper. I'm just seeing where I should actually start from, and start from up here. So I'm just gonna mark it. If I just do a little dash, and dash there, just either side, just so I know from the inside line of his chest, which is the centre. And kind of sort of finishes off down that for these ab sections down here, and kind of follows it around. up some more as it's drying out. So it kind of comes up and then it kind of goes down into there. It slowly gets thicker as it comes down. So as you can see, even when doing it, it doesn't look perfect. So I've done it freehand. I definitely prefer this side than I do this side. But we're just going to let it dry, just be patient. And then you can see me, I'm going to chip away at this point to make it more symmetrical with this side. So, and then we'll go over it a few times as well. And then pretty much he's finished as a 501st Trooper. And it's just literally just the helmet to go, really. Okay, so just straighten those legs up a little bit, and looking a lot better than they were. So it's not looking too bad. So we can just put the belt on there now. So his legs are all ready to go. So it's just the other part that we have left, which is his torso. Now this side I've straightened it up. I've curved it around, so it's just this side that I've got to bring down now to get more of that curve in to make it symmetrical to this side. So just using a toothpick, just going to take away this part here just to make it more straight, just so the eye's a little bit there, and then we're just going to curve that around. I think it's not too bad. Just think a little bit of a tidy up. Probably use a scalpel on it. I do use a scalpel a bit more because it actually scrapes the paint a little bit away. A little bit better than the toothpick. But yeah, so see in a moment, I'm going to just stretching it up a little bit, make it a bit nicer, and then go from there. Okay, so I've been away, I sort of straightened up as much as I could. I'm still not 100% happy. I'm just going to keep chipping away at it until I get a decent kind of sort of how I feel it should be. But towards the end, once we start put weathering on and stuff like that, it won't look as bad. But yeah, it's coming together quite nicely. His legs are together, and yeah, it's looking pretty like a decent little trooper. So you can go over to that side, and then the next thing we need to look at is Captain Rex's helmet. So I mean, I've got Commander Bly here, so we need to change it to looking like that. So as you can see, the visors are completely different. So at least we've got the top line to go for, but we're going to have to bring up this bit up here just to round it off a little bit more, so it's more of a peak up there, and then bring it down for the eyes. Okay, so the actual acetone didn't work very well. I think it might be just the actual plastic of the helmet. It's a very strange kind of thing. So I just used a bit of a Scalpey and a little bit of white paint as well. So I've got some pictures up on the laptop of the 33 second company, and I've just sort of mapped out with the white paint as to kind of like where I'm going to go with the actual helmet itself of the orange. I couldn't get these little bits off down here, like the welding parts of the helmet of Rex, but I've just painted it white. They look a little bit more kind of out there due to the fact that the helmet is still quite got the dirty weathering on there, but I kind of wanted it to keep it as much of the actual plastic itself without painting it, due to the fact that sometimes the painted helmet just looks too different to the figure, and I didn't really want that to happen. But nonetheless. So I've got orange here, and I'm just going to literally go for the brightest orange, and this is X6 orange Tamira, and I'm just simply going to paint the whole front of his mask, just to the way it is, and I'm actually going to go and then hopefully I'll go over with the orange to make up the visor. Okay, so I've done a few coats of orange over it, looking 10 times better. There's a few little paint mishaps, but I can go back over them in white. And what I've done here as well, as you can see with the T-visor, I've actually brought it right up with the orange, right up to the tip up there. So now, after this has dried, I'm going to go down and to make the actual lenses, like the actual phase 2 helmet. So hopefully it will start looking and taking shape, and then apart from that, it's just be the little white markings on the top. So we're not too far away from the end now, so on the home run. Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to bring the lenses up to speed. It's all dry now, and with a little bit of black paint, just going to sort of outline sort of Bly's helmet, and then just see how we go from there really. So I'll just sort of bring this camera around just so I can show you as I'm doing it. Yeah, that works out right. This side's obviously a lot better than this side, so I'll wait for this to dry and just neaten it off with a bit of orange paint. But yeah, I'm kind of happy with this one, how it's turned out, and yeah, we'll go from there and wait for this bit to dry. Okay, so we're getting there. I'm just going to sort of do the white pattern now, of like the Asuka markings around his top of his head, and it's just to sort of find the details after that. Okay, so it's the next day. I did do a few little touch-ups. I have done a few extra little bits. I touched up the helmet here because the little triangle parts, well, diamond bits here weren't symmetrical enough for me. I've gone around and scraped up the inner part of his triangle, and now I'm kind of more unhappy with him. He just needs a little bit of weathering and getting him up to speed and everything like that. So and that's what I'm going to do now. So you will see the finished piece when I bring to you for a review, hopefully in a day or two. So guys, thank you for joining me on this one. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.